What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and welcome to the first Cool Tech episode for 2025. In this video, we're taking a look at some very exciting things that have come in the office in the past few months, as well as items that are just coming out. One of which is the OnePlus 13, the brand new NVIDIA GeForce RTX 50 series GPUs, as well as some amazing headphones, DJI's new Flip Drone, as well as probably the craziest camera that I've ever used. This is just to kick off a very exciting year of tech, and as always, if you would like to win an item, just make sure you go ahead and drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below with your Instagram username, and I'll be contacting a winner directly in 2 weeks. And for those who are wondering who won the PS5 30th Anniversary Edition giveaway as part of our holiday gift guide, it was Tommy Tark, who commented on the budget episode of the holiday gift guide, so a huge thank you to everyone who has entered. But let's just go ahead and hop right into it. So one of the first exciting things that arrived that we saw announced at CES 2025 is the NVIDIA RTX 50 series. I would say it's very fair to say that NVIDIA stole the show at the event this year. All across the entire lineup of their RTX 50 series, as well as all of the computer releases in the gaming and production world outside of that we're going to be seeing in the office over the next few months, as well as the AI technologies that we learned all about while we were there. This right here is the RTX 5080, and I'm very excited to go ahead and talk about it and also include it in my next PC build, which we're updating for 2025. The actual unboxing experience itself was really interesting, but taking a look at the model right here, this is the Founders Edition, which I've actually never had before, and I'm really excited to check out. But yeah, you take a look at its beautiful design and its finish, and the 5080 sits right in the middle of their lineup, one step below the flagship. It comes in at a retail price of $1,000 US, and as you can see, I mean, the hardware with the Founders Editions is always absolutely incredible. It is part of the NVIDIA Blackwell architecture with 16 gigabytes of GDDR7 memory, and it's ready for the most graphically demanding game and creative applications, especially for those who are looking to take advantage of AI, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. It is the most advanced platform for ray tracing and neural engine technologies, and it also features enhanced graphics performance with DLSS 4 that uses AI to boost frames per second, reduce latency. When I was at CES though, I was able to actually learn more about what NVIDIA is working on the AI side of things across the board, and how they utilize their hardware in conjunction with working with OEMs to be able to give you more as a gamer, as a video editor, and as a creative in general. Whether you were in the production field, in the streaming space, or a professional gamer, there was something for everyone, so here are some of the highlights of what I saw. There's various demonstrations of the new DLSS technology, ray tracing, AI applications for video editing, as well as AI tools for podcasting, streaming, or all examples that we hope to see in the real world in the near future. It's just a really exciting time for graphics, and the first product that we have right here is the RTX 5080. So when it comes to smartphones, it has already been a very exciting start to the year. And a lot of these smartphones were kind of shown last year, but are officially making their ways to the consumer's hands this year. And so this is one of the newest examples. It is the OnePlus 13. And OnePlus is a company that you guys know that I've been covering since the OnePlus One. This device from a hardware standpoint is absolutely beautiful. I would say it's one of the best designs that OnePlus has ever done, and it is also extremely durable from some of the tests that you might have seen so far. It is one of the only phones that is IP69 rated, which is the industry's highest levels of water and dust resistance. Just when it comes to aesthetics though, it is so nicely like chrome and chamfered all around the edges, instead of just doing like the boring metal sides that we see on most smartphones nowadays, which is great, but I feel like they've taken this to another level. On top of that, you guys know I'm a big fan of leather finishes, and right here I have it in a blue color option, and I really like how it has like this little antenna strip across here. But yeah, it is just a phone that feels so nice in the hand, and thanks to like the shiny finish, it gives you like that cold premium touch to it. while still giving you that nice grip through the leather. And you take a look at the camera element, there is a triple camera on the back that has also been powered in conjunction with Hasselblad, and the cameras are 50 megapixels across the board on all three cameras. You have a 6.82-inch OLED display that is Quad HD, and I really think the size and the balance is so nice. Nicely rounded along the edge here, but at the same time, it isn't too curved or anything, and I really think when it comes to hardware standpoint, they've really found the happy medium. It is also powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, and you guys know that I've really liked OnePlus's software for so many years now. It really is the closest version to stock Android for the most part, and by no means is it cheap at $900 US, but at the same time, it is still significantly more affordable than some of the other flagship smartphones that pretty much have the same specs for the most part. So when it comes to a great pair of headphones, this right here is the Marshall Monitor 3 Active Noise Cancelling Headphones. It features the beautiful retro classic design that Marshall is known and loved for, but it features modern technology, and it is our newest iteration of active noise cancelling headphones that is great for lifestyle, for travel, and for office use. And I mean, I just can't get enough of this beautiful pebble grain leather design. And what I love about them so much is that they're so light and easy to wear. So if you're wearing them for many hours at a time on a flight, for example, these are probably one of the most light and comfortable options that I've found so far. At the same time, I also love the side button that allows you to control your music, play, pause, and skip, and it charges via USB Type-C on the bottom. On the active noise cancellation and sound side, it features a 32mm driver, and I mean, the sound quality is really good. I really like the level of soundstage and the nice hollowness that you get to make you feel like you're really part of the room that the music's being played out of. The dynamic drivers really do give you a nice Marshall signature sound for optimal treble, mids, and of course the bass. And on top of that, you can also customize the M button on the Marshall app to be able to have it programmed to whatever you would like it to do. The battery life is more than 70 hours with the active noise cancellation on and over 100 hours without, which I mean is extremely solid. And yeah, despite its size and portability, I feel like that is pretty impressive considering the driver size as well. And so if you guys want to go ahead and check these out for yourself, I'm going to drop a link in the description section below, and a huge thanks to Marshall for sponsoring this video. So this right here might be one of the craziest pieces of tech in the camera world that I've checked out recently that I never thought I've had the opportunity to. It is a legendary Hasselblad X2D 100C flagship camera. You guys know that I've checked out a lot of different cameras on the channel, and I've been lucky enough to use all realms of gear, from the top notch of the video world to now the top end of the photo world. But this was really in a league of its own, and when Hasselblad offered to send one out for me to check out, I was honestly over the moon. It is completely carved out of metal in the stealth matte black finish. You take a look at the little details of the ring and the Hasselblad logo through the dials, and I mean, everything about it is what you love about technology, history, and design, and Hasselblad has embraced every element of that. It features a 100 megapixel medium format sensor with a phase detection autofocus. It has a terabyte of storage built in. It doesn't shoot any video, but I mean, when you take a look at the photos and just the amount of raw data that this camera is able to capture, and when you think about all the tech that has been packed in, it is still at a size that is pretty crazy considering how much raw data it is able to capture through its images. It really is a camera that I want to be able to push the paces of, but it's meant for a specific purpose: studio, portrait, architecture. It isn't really like a fast camera that you're gonna like run around and shoot action with, because it has to be very intentional. The file sizes are massive. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the scenarios that I plan to use it in, I've got a full video coming up of this in the near future. It also has a 20-35 XCD lens, which is the one that I personally selected. I figured that for my uses, with a one lens setup, having the 20-35 gives me a lot of range. And on top of that, with 100 megapixels, you can literally crop in the image so many times and reframe it, that having this zoom lens in conjunction with the raw data and the medium format 100 megapixels just gives me the most options possible with a singular setup like this. So now we're checking out the Lexar booth at CES 2025. And as you guys know, on the channel, we talk a lot about production, desk setups, as well as workflow. And I pretty much use every single type of memory medium. This right here is a professional workflow. If you guys remember on the channel, we did a full video about this. And I love the fact that it is modular, it is fast, and I'm able to take these card readers on the go. And when I head back to the office, just connect it to the main hub to keep everything organized, including SSDs as well. This is my first look at the Professional Workflow Go. It works in conjunction with the Professional Workflow, but it allows you to bring it on the go. You have 2 slots right here to be able to connect the modular system to both put it into your professional workflow when you're in the office or connect it to the mobile card reader when you're on the go. This is something that I personally have run into quite a few times. I have a big piece of Velcro or a sleeve on the back of my computer, and Lexar has come up with a solution for that. It is the portable SSD with magnetic set, and it essentially uses like a MagSafe-like ring that you can attach to your computer, and with the magnet that is built in, it mounts seamlessly to allow you to have it nice and organized, and it's available in 1, 2, and 4 terabyte options that gives you great storage for editing, for filming. So now we're taking a look at the Pexars. It's available in an 11-inch and the 15-inch model, which will be coming later this year, and each of which is able to store up to 40,000 photos. So any of the photos that you capture out and about on your camera or your smartphone, you can go ahead and upload it to the hub, and from there it will display all of the images in whatever format that you would like. I think it's a great accessory for your home and for anyone who is looking to find a way to display the art that you've created. I think this is the best way to do it. So personally, something that I'm very excited about is the Armor Gold and Silver SD cards. Take a look at it. It is made out of metal and is 37 times stronger than the traditional SD card, and it also has an IP68 water and dust resistant rating. It comes in options from 64 gigabytes ranging all the way up to 1 terabyte. And so I personally like to ensure that I always have the most durable and reliable SD cards on the planet, and this right here is that option. So this right here is DJI's newest drone, the DJI Flip. And as you guys know on the channel, I pretty much have checked out every single DJI drone that they make, all the way from the Phantom to the Inspire to the Mavic, as well as the Mini 4 Pro, which has kind of become my primary drone option. But this is like their newest variation of that, and it is the Flip. And honestly, on paper, it has a lot of the same features as a Mini 4 when it comes to video quality, and that is usually my #1 priority. But also most importantly, it comes in at 249 grams, which is below the 250 gram threshold. You can pick it up in a few different combinations, including a basic package that just has the remote that you connect your smartphone to, as well as one where you're able to have a screen built in, which is one that I usually prefer. But this is like their most portable drone when it is all folded up, and it kind of has like this like bicycle flip style that I'm going to show you in a second. But when it comes to the actual camera, it is a 1 1/3 inch CMOS sensor, 4K resolution that can record at up to 60 frames per second, and it has 10-bit D-Log capability, which is great because, as you guys know, one of my favorite and most important features of the newest DJI Mini 4 Pro is that it has 10-bit as opposed to 8-bit color, which when it comes to combining it with all of my other cinema cameras is really important. It has a 31-minute flight time, all of the great AI features that you would expect, such as the follow and tracking, obstacle avoidance. It has full propeller guards, so you don't have to worry about it like hitting objects or crashing as easily. But I would say in terms of wind resistance, because it is a bit smaller and less powerful, that is something to consider. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing folds up like this, which is pretty impressive. It looks kind of crazy, but in terms of like the actual image quality, it is a very serious drone, and it has a lot of the most important features of the Mini Pro, which is awesome. And it also comes in at a price point that is relatively affordable given the package of features. So So the next product right here is the Clix keyboard, and I've actually wanted to check this out for quite a while, and I will admit that I've never really been a BlackBerry user. By the time I got my first smartphone late in high school, it was already fully touchscreen, but I've always liked the idea of it, and I feel like this has been a very popular niche accessory for people who want to bring back the old days. They make it for a few models of iPhone. I currently have it on my old iPhone 15 Pro Max, but I will say, after opening it up and trying it, it is a very solid tactile keyboard that really does bring back that tactile experience that a lot of people know, love, and miss. You can see all of the keys right here. You also have your symbol keys, as well as the ability to still activate the regular keyboard. And they also have an app that allows you to update the software, customize it, calibrate it. And I also love the fact that there is a backlit as well. So when using it in the evening or in dim situations, it makes it easier to see. And if there's just like a dream wish list of a solid iPhone keyboard that checks off all of the boxes and gives you that true experience, then this is definitely one to check out. As I said, the build quality is really good. I like the small leather patch down here that just makes it soft to hold, and the silicone grip around the side is also very pleasant. There is a little lip around the edge as well, and the speaker cutouts are also open on the bottom, so it doesn't actually hinder any of the original usability of your iPhone, but instead adds to it. So when it comes to a little gadget, something that I picked up recently is the Time Capsule 10-year battery life for the Apple AirTags. I have probably like 10 Apple AirTags in all of my luggages, my backpack, my camera case, and one thing that I find is I feel like the battery life could be better on the products that I'm using all the time. Obviously, when it comes to using the AirTag with a keychain, I want it to be as small and portable as possible, but when it comes to like my backpack, if it's sitting in a dedicated pocket, I wouldn't mind if the battery life lasted forever and I didn't have to change it every year or so. So this is where the Time Capsule comes in. It is a little mechanism right here that allows me to take out the battery from my Apple AirTag, put it in, but then have a pair of AA batteries, and that will then give you 14 times more battery, which in result should give you about 10 years. Obviously, I haven't been able to test that yet, and if I'm still making videos in 9.5 years, I'll let you know if the battery is still the same one, but overall, I think it is a good accessory, especially if you are using it with long-term stuff where the portability of the AirTag is not as important. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Cool Tech. It's probably my favorite series to make because it has so much variety, from sport tech to AI, as well as cars and consumer tech, as well as cinematography. It really allows me to dive into every single category of tech products. And if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to go ahead and let me know. Drop a like on this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.